to More Math. I'm Miss Moore, and it is Tuesday. What does that mean? It means it is More Math homework help time. So if you are in need of math help, I am here every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're in Cali, that's more like 4 o'clock, 4:30 for you. But yeah, so it's Tuesday night. Let's do some math help. So whatever math topics, math questions you have, right now is the time to put it. If you're on YouTube, put it in the chat. And if you are on TikTok, you can go ahead and put it in the Q&A box. So there's actually a Q&A box. If you look at the bottom of your screen, I believe there is a Q&A box where you can put your questions in, and I will go through the Q&A box and answer your questions. All right. And also be specific, please, for me. So don't just say multiplying, or don't just say fractions. Be specific and say like multiplying fractions for me, okay? So just be very, very, very clear. All right. So I'm going to start with this question. I don't know how to round. Okay. So, do you know how to round? Just no rounding whatsoever, right? Just let me know if you're talking about like, let's see, 247. And let me share my screen with YouTube. There we go. All right. So if we have 247 and they say round to the nearest hundreds place, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about like with decimals, rounding with decimals? So just clarify that for me. Okay, so we'll just do, we'll start with the basic because I see a yes, just no, not at all. Okay, so we'll start with just whole numbers then. Okay, I see you. All righty. So rounding just means like we're estimating, right? It's just like an easy way to look at the number, okay? So if we say round to the nearest hundredths place, here's the hundreds, right? This is 200, okay? Here's the tens place, and here's the ones place. So we have 4 tens, so that's 40. We have 7 ones, so that's just 7. And we have 200, so that's just 200, right? Okay, so we're just rounding to the nearest 100, right? So let's say we have 100, 200, 300. Well, which 100 is 247 in between, right? We can see it's not in between 100 and 200, okay? That should be clear. So we're going to cross that out. But it is in between 200 and 300. Now we're just trying to decide, who is it closer to? Is it going to be closer to 200 or is it closer to 300? Okay. So if I have $247, is that closer to $200 or $300? That's what we're deciding. So they came up with a rule where they said, well, go to the next place value. Okay, so go to the place value to the right. And if this number is 5 or higher, we are going to round to 300. We're going to go up. Okay, if it's 5 or higher, we're going to go up. Oops, sorry. And if it's 4 or lower, we're going to stay the same. Okay. We're not going to change. I'm going to put like a line because we're not going up or down. We're staying the same. Okay. So is this number a 5 or higher? No. So it is a 4, which means this 2 in the hundredths place will stay the same. So we would round this to 200. Okay. Let's try it again. So again, we're just trying to round it to say, okay, I have about $200, right? Okay. 361. We're going to round to the nearest hundreds place. 100 place. All right. So we're looking at this 3. What 200s is it in between? Is it in between 100 and 200, 200 and 300, or 300 and 400? Type it in the chat for me, okay? Is it what 200s is it in between? Where would 361 fall? Let me know in the chat. Where would 361 fall? Good. 300 and 400. So now we're just deciding which is it closer to. Is it closer to 300 or is it closer to 400? Well, once again, we look at the tens place, the number that's right next to it, to the right, and we say if it's 5 or higher, then it's going to be closer to 400. But if it's 4 or lower, it's going to stay the same. So let me see what you guys are thinking in the comments. Oh, they just, okay. Good. So I saw 1, 3. Okay, then you changed your answer. How do I get out of this? Oh, swipe left. Sorry, y'all. My comments. There we go. Sorry. My comments did something weird. Here we go. Yes, 400. So it is 6, which is 5 or higher. So we're going to go up, and rounding to the nearest hundredths place is 400. Excellent. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. So I want you. Okay. Is Adriana still here? Okay. Let me know if that helped you out. Okay. I'm going to do one more where we round to the nearest tens place. Okay. This is the tens place. So this is the number we want to round. So now we're seeing which 10 is it closer to? Okay. Is it closer to 450, 460, 470, or 480? Okay. So we can see that 475 is in between 470 and 480. Okay. And so again, we go to the right and we look at this 5. It is 5 or higher. So that means we're going to round that 7 up to 480. Awesome. Okay. Now let's do, okay, I saw another question come in. Can you do decimals after? Okay, so rounding decimals, Barb's rounding decimals. So it's going to be the same exact thing, right? So I know the decimals make it confusing, mainly because you just have to remember the decimal places. Okay, so let's say, so you have your tens, your ones, and after the decimal, we start putting TH at the end. So 10th place, 100th place. Oh, you meant multiply. Okay, I see. You didn't want to round to the thingy. Okay, so let me get, I thought you were staying with rounding, but that's okay. So I had one question before yours that was on a different topic, and then I'll come back to you. It's fractions. Okay, so I just want to make sure, is Got Your Life still with us, Mari? Okay, so you had a question on fractions, multiplying and dividing. Let me see if she's in here. Okay. Thank you for the likes, guys. Y'all so sweet. All right. So we have 3/5 times 6/7. Okay. So with multiplying fractions, we're just going to go straight across. Okay. So out of all of the fractions, this one's the easiest because we just go straight across. So 3 times 6 is 18. 5 times 7 is 35. And that's it, right? You can read this one, you can't reduce it, but normally, let's say it was a 36, you can divide by 2, 6, or 18 to figure it out, right? But the basis of multiplying fractions is we just go straight across. I'm not sure if they're still in here. So, but I hope that helped, guys. Okay. Now, let's do the next question. Okay, so you said, who was that? It's QD02. Just specify what with functions you want, okay? All right, so let's do decimals. Okay, so let's start with multiplying decimals. So with multiplying decimals, let's say we have 3.25 times 1.7. The best way to multiply decimals is to pretend like there's no decimals there. Okay, so we're just going to do 325 times 17. Okay, and so however you would normally do that, that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, I see you, Mackie. We can definitely do that. 5 times 7 is 35. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 3 is 17. 3 times 7 is 21. We get 22. And you will have 5, 2, 3. Okay, so we're just pretending like the decimal is not even there and just multiplying like normal. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is to say, well, how many numbers are after the decimal? So let's look at this first one, 3.25. How many numbers are after the decimal? 1, 2. So there were 2 here. How many numbers were after the decimal in 1.7? 1. How many is that all together? 3. So in my answer, I should have 3 numbers after the decimal. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job, Barbs. So that would be your answer. So for multiplying decimals, just like with fractions, the multiplying decimals is the easiest. You don't have to worry about lining anything up. You don't have to worry about moving any decimals. It's just pretend like they're not there and then count how many numbers are after the decimal in those 2 numbers you multiply together. And then that's how many should be in there. Okay. Yay, Barbs. I love it. I'm going to give you a problem and I want you to put your answer in the chat. Okay. 4.17 times 3.5. Okay, so that's your question. 4.17 times 3.5. I'm going to come back and check on you. So, I went out for a second. Okay, so I'm going to come back and check on you, Barbs. Just put your answer in the chat. I'll have my moderators looking out for it. So they'll tell me if you got it right. No problem. I'll leave it on the screen while I go to the next question. So you just let me know when you have it. All right. So my next question was, let's do, okay, so let's do angles. And then it's QD02. I just need you to be specific with the functions for me. Okay. All right. So angles in a, hold on. Can you find the X in angles? Okay. So Mackie, tell me, do you want to do, there's a lot with angles, right? So it could be like this. Moderator, can you write down this problem for Barb's so I can erase it? Can you type it in the chat for Barb's? Okay. 4.17 times 3.5. So I can make sure she has it. Okay. All right. Let me know when you have it. So, all right. So, Mackie, let me talk to you. So, there could be an angle question like this, where like this is 102 and you have to solve for X. Okay. Or it could be angles in a triangle. So, I'm going to give you 3 options and you tell me which ones it looks the most like, okay, of the ones you're talking about. So we could have it like this. We could have it like this, and that's 30 degrees. Or we could have like the transversals where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, where one of those is X. Or it could be angles in a triangle. So there's just a lot of options with angles. So I just need you to just tell me specifically the second one. So like this one, correct? So complementary angles. Okay, perfect. Okay, so complementary. You don't have to do supplementary at all, just complementary. We'll start with complementary then. But let me know if you have to do adjacent, supplementary, any of those. All right. So we have X, and let's just use the same example, 30 degrees. Okay. So a complementary angle, okay, is an angle that makes a corner. So I like to teach my students to remember the C's, right? Complementary angles are 2 angles that make a corner. Okay, when you add them together, you get that nice corner. Okay, and that corner, there you see it, it makes a right angle. How much is a right angle? 90 degrees. Okay, so if I add these 2 together, Barb's, no. So Barb's, do it one more time for me. 4.17 times 3.5. And you need some decimals in there. So do 417 times 35 first and tell me what you get, Barb's. All right. So, Mackie, sorry. So here we go. X plus 30 equals 90. When I combine these 2, it should equal 90 degrees, right? It makes that corner, it makes that right angle. It's okay, Barbs. And so I need to figure out what this X plus, what is X? What plus 30 equals 90, right? And so we can solve this algebraically. Let's get that X by itself. So to move that X, that 30 to the other side, and we're just going to subtract 30 from both sides, and you're going to get X equals 6. Nice job, Maggie. All right. So let's do it again. Now we're going to take it up a notch because that was just the basics, right? So now what if it says 2x and 34? Okay. So let's say it says 2x and 34. Again, it's still making a corner. So it's still 90 degrees. Okay. So we're going to do 2x plus 34. So the first angle here is 2x. The second angle is 34 degrees. Together, they should equal 90 degrees. They should equal this corner right here. All right. We have a 2-step equation. We call this a 2-step equation. Why? Because it takes 2 steps to solve it. All right. So step 1. Well, first take a look at this. 2 times x. This is multiplication here. And this is addition. All of this stuff is in my way. I want x by itself. Okay. So I need to get rid of this 34. I need to get rid of this 2. That means I have to work backwards. Okay. So to get rid of this plus 34, I need to do the opposite. I need to subtract 34 on both sides. Okay. So remember multiplication and addition. If you guys remember PEMDAS, order of operation. Well, since I'm working backwards, I have to do the reverse order of operation. Okay. That's why we're starting with the addition. Okay. Because I'm working backwards. 2x equals 6, 56. Mackie, see if you can figure out what x equals. Okay. So 2x, that is multiplication. So we have to do the opposite of multiplication, and the opposite of multiplication is division. There you go, Barbs. Nice job. Good job. Yay, means you got it. Nice job, Mackie. Good. So we're dividing by 2, and absolutely you will get x equals 28. Now, if they said find the missing angle, right, we could have stopped right here at 2x. So if they say solve for x, then your answer is x equals 28. But sometimes they will say find this missing angle right here. Since that angle is 2x, you would just say that missing angle is 56. Okay, sometimes they do that, so just watch out for that. Okay, and then I'm going to give you one more example where they don't give you any numbers at all. Everything is x. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more where everything is x, but it's the same thing. When they make that corner, it's going to equal 90 degrees. Okay, so let's say they said, I don't know why I like 3 so much tonight, but okay. I just made this up, so I don't even know if it's going to work, but let's see. Let me do a different number. It won't work. It's going to look a little bit ugly. Let me see if there's a number that goes into that a little bit better. 90. Okay. I'm going to change that 3 to a 6. All right, there we go. That way it can turn out a teeny bit better. All right, so once again, every Tuesday, yes. Oh, thanks. My moderator's got it. So 5x. So this angle, again, we're adding the 2 angles together, and they make that corner for you. So these 2 angles add up to a corner. All right, so that 5x plus the 3x minus 6, all of that should equal 90 degrees. Okay, hi, Barbs. Now we have 5x plus 3x, which is 8x. Okay, we got to combine our like terms. And now here we go, another 2-step equation. Okay, but let me know if you're getting this and understanding, Mackie. You seem to be doing really good with that, though. So we add 6 to both sides. Okay, always start with the addition or subtraction when you're trying to get x by itself. And 8 times something equals 96. Tell me what you get, Mackie. Okay. Can you solving functions by algebraic equation? Okay. Let me just make sure. And not evaluating solving. P. Let's see what that is. Okay. So did you get it, Mackie? What is 8x? Oh, okay. I see what you did. Yes. So the two angles are correct, right? You got 60 here and 30. But if they just said, what does x equal? Obviously, I know you know what x equals because you were able to plug it in. But yeah, so I know you know that x equals 12. Okay. So just, but that's great. You were able, the fact that you were able to get x and then take it to the next level, that was awesome. So that shows me you got it and you were able to apply it to finding the angle. So just on the questions they give you, just watch to see, do they want you to find x or do they want you to find the two angles? Okay, but you did excellent. I'm so proud of you. All right, keep those questions coming, guys. All right, let's go to the next one. It's Cutie. Are you still in the building? Let me know. Are y'all enjoying this? Is this helping y'all? Okay. I can't see the comments right now, but hopefully it is. Okay. Next. Is Cutie still here? Let me know, girl. Okay. I just want to make sure I have the correct thing for you. So solving function. Yay. Okay. She's here. Okay. So if it's like, and it says solve for HP equals 3. Is this what you're talking about? Just let me know if this is what you mean by solving functions by algebraic equation. I just need you to give me a like a little example. Okay. Your mom, I got you. Yours is an order of operation question, so you're good. I'm just waiting on it. My internet's boot. Okay, no problem, Miss Cutie. Just let me know if this is the type of function problems you wanted help with. Okay. If so, I got you. Oh no. Okay. All right. So that's fine. And you can always join my Discord and put your question there too, if that's helpful. All right. Here we go. I got you. Let's do the order of operation question. 75 minus 34 plus 72 divided by 9 times 5. All right. This looks crazy. This is one of those questions where if I were to post this on the internet right now, it would just go viral because everybody would have 50 million different answers to this. Because PEMDAS likes to trick a lot of people. I don't know why I just did that. That was a 2, right? Yes. Okay. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. The hardest part about PEMDAS is a lot of people think that multiplication is supposed to come before division, but it's not. They're equal. So you have to put them they're on the same level. Okay. Same thing with addition and subtraction. Whichever one comes first, left to right, that's what you do first. Okay. All right. So parentheses is first. I see parentheses right here. So what's in the parentheses? 7 divided by 9. 7 divided by 9 is 8. Okay. The other hard thing is you just got a lot happening right here. So I always teach my students to just make your work as neat as possible. Work on one thing at a time so that you don't leave out any numbers, okay? So now we did parentheses. Yay! I don't see any exponents, so I'm going to cross that off too. All right. So I do have multiplication, no division, so I'm going to take care of this. What's wrong? Oh, you guys can't see. How come on my screen it looks like? Okay. Is it visible now? Okay. So 8 times 5 is 40. 70. And then bring down the numbers you haven't used yet. Okay. So once again, it's going to look like addition comes before subtraction, but it does not. Okay. Whichever one shows up from left to right, that's what we do. They are equal. They're on the same level. All right. So since subtraction showed up first, that's what I'm going to do first. Okay. So if you got will it come out negative? No, it won't. Never mind. I was going to say if you got a negative number, you probably added first. But let's just say. So 75 minus 34, you're going to get 41. And 41 plus 40, tell me your final answer. What's your final answer? So once again, you're just going by PEMDAS. I know some other countries like Canada, you guys say BEMDAS. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. You might use B for brackets, but it's parentheses. Excellent. Woo, you got it. Hello, Blink Rose. Nice job. All right, keep those questions coming, guys. Any math questions, keep it coming. All right. So that was a good question. Tell me where you were getting stuck. Tell me what was the hardest part for you, your mom. You're so welcome. Okay. Can you do? All right. We're going to take a quick. Oh, wait. I see a comment in. Hello, Amazing Edits. Okay. So I'm going to let's do a quick break on YouTube. All right, and we're back. All right, so we have some more questions. First one up is rounding decimals. All right, here we go. So we have 37.295. Okay, hardest part about this is knowing your place values. Okay, so let's say we have to round to the nearest 10th place. Okay, so we want to round to the nearest 10th place. Where is the 10th place? Right here. The first number after the decimal is called the 10th place. Then we have the hundredth and the thousandths. And it just keeps going up from there, 10 thousandths. We just add those THs at the end. Okay. Now, we want to round to the nearest 10th place. So let's put a circle around the 10th place, that 2 right here. I don't really care about the numbers to my left, and I don't really care about the 5, right? All I'm focused on is that number right next to the 2. That's it. That's all I care about. So we're going to, oh, you're from Guyana? Nice. All right, so all I care about is this 9, okay? It's going to tell me, is that 2 going to go up or is it going to stay the same? So the rule is if it's 5 or higher, we round up. I'm going to move my camera in a second. There we go. And if it's 4 or lower, we stay the same. Okay, not up or down. It's just going to stay the same. All right, so we can see that this 9 is higher than 5. So this 3 is going to round, this 2 is going to round to a 3. Okay, and if it says round to the nearest 10th place, it's because basically they're saying this is an ugly answer. I just want to make it prettier. Let's just have one number after the decimal. That's basically what they're saying, okay? So we just want one pretty looking number, one number after the decimal, and we're good, okay? If they said round to the nearest hundredths place, I'm going to, just because it'll make it a little bit harder, I'm going to change that to a 7. I'm making it easier because I'm just starting out. All right. So again, we don't worry about this 2 because we want to round to the nearest hundredths place. That means I don't want this 5. I don't want any number after the 7. Okay. So look at your rule. If it's 5 or higher, this 7 is going to go up. Okay. So we want to round it so that there's 2 numbers after the decimal. If it's 5 or higher, we're going up to 8. If it's 4 or lower, it's just going to be a 7. Clearly, it is a 5, so we are rounding that 7 to an 8. Okay. Now, if it said, okay, Preppy, put it in the chat for me, in the Q&A box for me so I don't forget. If it said 6, 4, 5, right? Offline, tell me what should the answer be if you're rounding to the nearest 10th place. So if you have to round to the nearest 10th place, tell me what the answer should be. Okay, so we're rounding to the nearest 10th place. Excellent. You got it, right? I just want one number after the decimal. That 4 is lower, so that 6 is going to stay the same. Now, here's what I changed before. There was a 9 here. And what do you do when you have to round to the nearest hundredths place? and you have to go up. Okay. Tell me offline, what do you think the answer is going to be if I have to round to the nearest hundredths place? Okay. So I'm deciding, should that 9 go up or should it stay the same? Tell me what your answer would be. Rounding to the nearest hundredths. Excellent. Good. So that 9 would go up to a 10, but carry that 1 into the tens place. Good. And so you would end up getting 37.70, or you can drop that 0 and get 37.7. Excellent. Did that help you out? You seem like you got it. Okay. Next. This is fun, y'all. Okay, so we had wait, what did I just do? Rounding. Okay, so now we're going to do who had the question? Okay, you didn't put it in here for me. All right, I'll do system of equation because that's the one that I put it. So it's not necessary to add the 0 rounding to the nearest 10. Right. So like, let's say you had like 3.95 and you have to round to the nearest 10th place, but there's a 9 there and you have to round up, right? It would become a 4.0. And think of $4, right? I can write it as $4, or I can have the decimals, right? So you can just write it as a 4. Okay. You don't need that 0. When there's a 0 there, you don't have to write it. Okay. Great question. So let's do systems of equations. Okay. If you had a question before this, I need you to remember I told y'all to put it in the Q&A box so I don't forget it. Please do that. Okay. 5x plus 4y equals 10. Negative 2x minus 6y equals 5. Okay. Again, I'm just making this up right now. So I don't know if it's going to work. All right. So first things first, you have 2 options. The option that most students like is the elimination method. Okay. So the elimination method is just take out one of these, right? When I add these 2 equations together, I need either my x's to cancel out or I need my y's to cancel out something. Okay. Now, what would be the easiest? Now, the greatest thing is that there's negatives on the bottom equation and positives on the top. So I'm going to work with these x's. I want to take them out. Okay. I'm going to turn them, since we have a 2 and a 3, right? We want a common multiple, right? So we have 2, 4, 6, 3, 6. I'm going to turn them into 6 and negative 6. How do I do that? I can't just change one thing in the equation. If I'm changing the equation, I have to change the whole equation. So I'm going to get this to say 6x instead of 3x, I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 2, because 2 times 3x equals 6x. Let me know if I lose you offline. Okay. So I just want to make sure you're staying with me. So 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times, so we're just multiplying everything in the parentheses by 2. We get 10y, and 2 times 10 is 20. Okay. Now, I probably should have started with the easier one, but hopefully you can follow me. Now we're going to multiply everything on the bottom by 3. Because again, I want these x's to say 6 on the top and negative 6x on the bottom. Okay? So I'm multiplying everything on the bottom by 3. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing. So 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. 3 times negative 6y is negative 18y. And 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? So now we've changed everything over. And I'm going to add these two equations. When I look at this equation, now I have my 6 and negative 6. 6x minus 6x is 0. Okay, that's what I wanted. Why? So that I could get y by itself and solve for y. Once I know y, I can plug it back in and solve for x. Okay, so 10 plus negative 18. So 10 plus negative 18, we're really subtracting. 18 minus 10 is 8. And there are more negatives than positives. And then 12 plus 15, you're going to get 35. Okay, I probably could have made this prettier, but you know. And negative 8. So I'm going to, let's see, can I change it at all? Just to make it a teeny bit prettier. Is there a way to get this to be, oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to make this, I'm going to make the executive decision to just make that a minus 3y, just so it could come out prettier so I can show you how to solve for x. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so you're going to get a positive 7. And you divide both sides by 7. Okay, so I just want you to see, by doing this, we were able to get rid of the 6. We were able to get rid of the x's, right? Now I know what y equals. Okay, if I know what y equals, let me pull this up. I'm gonna make it a tad bit smaller so you can still see everything. I can go back to the original equation. Okay, right here. And it doesn't matter which equation you choose. You could have done the negative 2x minus y, right? I like working with positive numbers, so I'm just going to start with the top equation. So the top equation says 3x plus 5y equals 10. We just found out that y equals 5. So what am I going to do with it? I'm going to plug it in so I can figure out what x equals. And when I say plug it in, I'm just going to replace y with 5. So instead of 5 times y, it's going to be 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. 3x plus 25 equals 10. Let's screw it. Okay. So minus 25 on both sides. I need to work backwards. I got to get rid of these numbers over here so that x can be by itself. I want to know, what does x equal? So when I subtract, I get a negative 15. As you can see, there's more negatives than positives. And we divide both sides by 3, and you should get x equals negative 5. Okay, so the goal when you're solving equations is to figure out, what does x equal and what does y equals. So when we're solving system of equations, we're solving for x and y. It looks really ugly, not gonna lie. It looks very ugly, but you have to take it one equation at a time, okay? One letter at a time. So I wanted to get rid of these x's. So just to recap, I wanted to get rid of these x's so that it would help me solve for y. Having both letters there, variables there, makes it tough. So I had to change this equation, both of the equations, so that there could be a 6x on the top and a negative 6x on the bottom. Once I had that, Then I was able to get rid of the x and solve for y. Oh, it looks hard now, but once you get to like 9th grade, 8th grade, you'll be fine. Did that help offline? Let me know. Okay. Is the person who wanted radicals still in here? You didn't put your thing in the, I remember it, but you didn't put your question in the Q&A box. So let me know if the person who still wanted radicals still in here. All right. Let's see. Long division. I'm just going to wait to see if they have. Okay, good. I'm glad it helped. Okay. Oh, wait, that was user. How come it showed up as offline? Oh, offline asked it in the Q&A box for you, but that was for user. Okay. Sorry. Now I remember. Okay. Awesome. Yay. Okay. So, let me see. I don't think they're still in here. The one that wanted radicals. So we're gonna go to, we're gonna go to, where'd it go? Oh, long division. Okay. What if there wasn't an option to make numbers the same? Right. So in that problem, there weren't options to make the numbers the same, right? So like, there's always going to be an option. Even if it doesn't look like it, there's always something you can do, right? So let's say we had 2x plus 6y equals 3, and then we had like something like 15x, right? Minus 7y equals 8, right? It doesn't look, when you're looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, like, whoo, 2 is an even number, 15 is an odd number, 6 and 7. It's a number doesn't jump out at you right away, but you can, at least with 2 and with both of these, you can multiply them by each other, right? So 2 and 15, 15 times 2 is 30. So I'm going to make one 30x and the other negative 30x. It's kind of like finding common denominators, okay? Or you can change this 6 and 7 into 42, right? 42y and negative 42y, okay? And let me just show you how you would do that. So if I was changing the y's, I would just multiply everything. What if there wasn't? Okay. So I would multiply everything by 7 just to change this into 42. Again, you can't just change one part of the equation. You have to change everything. So 14x plus 42y would equal 21. Everything gets multiplied by 7. Okay. Peppy, you're so funny. You better join it every day. And then for this one, that minus 7y, to turn that into a negative 42. Oh, I just realized I couldn't see that. Sorry, y'all. Let me zoom out a little. Okay. So to turn that into a negative 42y, 7 times 6 equals 42. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. So 15 times 6 is 90. Don't leave off those x's. And then 6 times 8 is 48. And now we can add everything together. Again, when I add these together, those y's will cancel out. Okay, so good. Now we've gotten rid of them. And then all you have to do is add these. So you'll get 104x, and then you divide, you get a very ugly answer for x. And then you would take that ugly answer and plug it in for, so we're doing this equation right here. Most of the time your answers will be pretty, so don't get scared. Like let's say your answer was 5 again. We would just go back to the original equation, and you can choose anything. I like the smaller numbers, so that's why I'm going with this. But let's say the answer was 5. I go live at 7:30. It's 8:30 my time right now. So whatever time it is your time right now, I went live an hour ago. So it's 8:30 right now. I went live. I've been live for an hour. Okay. But every Tuesday I go live. And in my Discord, guys, every single day of the week, or Monday through Friday, in my Discord, if you ask questions, you will either get a reply from me or another student in my Discord. I love it. They help each other out so much. If I miss a comment or something, they will help each other out. But you'll get help somehow from Monday through Friday in my Discord. Link is in my bio. Shameless plug. All right. Yes.
I think that this really.
What?
You're doing the elimination. I think that asks for substitution.
When? Did you guys ask for substitution?
I think I just realized that.
Oh, you sure did ask for substitution. I'm sorry. Okay. My bad. Okay. Okay, so that was the elimination method. I am so sorry. Okay, and Preppy, I still got you. Don't worry. User or offline, which one of you wanted the substitution method? I am so sorry. Somebody let me know. So let's say, oh, you wanted it. Okay. So let's say it was like this and 9. Okay. Okay, you both wanted it. Okay. Perfect. So substitution method, that one's prettier. Okay. Again, you just take one of these equations. So let's say I took this one. Okay. So I have negative x plus 3y equals 9. Okay. So I'm basically going to solve for y. Okay. So I'm going to move everything that's not y to the right side. Okay. So that negative x is not y. So I'm moving it. Okay. So we're going to get 3y on this side and x plus 9 on this side. Then I got to get rid of this 3. So I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So y equals x plus 9 divided by 3. Okay. So that's what y is. Again, it's ugly. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. So we basically took this equation and just put everything that wasn't y on the right side. Okay, y'all still with me? Okay. So then we go back to, now we finished with this equation. Then we go back to the first equation that says 2x plus 5y. And instead of writing y, this is what they mean by substitute. Instead of writing 5y, well, now I know that y is x plus 9 divided by 3. Oh, no, you're confused. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll make sense in a second. So now, oh, but I am. Okay. X plus 9 divided by 3. I know. It looks really ugly right now, but don't worry. So all we did was we solved for y with this second equation. And now we're going to plug in what we got for y in the first equation. Okay. So now let's do it. And it could be that I use some ugly numbers, so don't worry. Let me see if I can come up with some prettier numbers, or if my moderators can come up with some prettier numbers so that this doesn't look so scary. All right, divided by 3 equals 14. Maybe if I do 6y, let's do that. That'll make it look a little bit less scary here for you. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to make it a little bit prettier since you're having a little bit of tough time with this. Okay, so you can do 2 options here. You can put it as 6x plus 54 over 3. Okay, and then divide each of these terms by 3. So what's 6x divided by 3? 2x. Okay, 54 divided by 3 is 18. Okay, so now it's starting to look a little bit prettier. Okay, I did 54 divided by 18. All right, so 2x plus 18 equals 14. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so now combine your x's. 4x plus 18 equals 14. Then we're going to subtract 18 on both sides, and you get 4x equals -4. 4 times something equals -4. X equals -1, right? So it's a little bit harder. I'm just going to make sure you can see all of it. Okay, so we divided both sides by 4, and you get x equals -1. But so far, I only have x, okay? I only have x right now. So I have to go back to, remember when we solved for y and we said y equals x plus 9 divided by 3. We'll now put it back in there. -1 plus 9 divided by 3, or 8 divided by 3. Again, I didn't choose pretty numbers, so that's why it's coming out ugly. But basically, that's what you would do. So it's hard to me. It's this might be why most people prefer the elimination method, because you're going to get really ugly answers when you're trying to do the substitution method. Let me see. Do you guys have the substitution? Oops, sorry. The substitution method in your thing? Okay, here, find it. Because I just want to see if there's a prettier one. But it's going to be ugly, but did that help somewhat? Online, tell me where I lost you. So let's just recap. So I'm going to zoom back in. Okay. Let me offline, not online. And user, let me know. Okay, it helped. Yeah, so you just pick which of these. So you have 2 equations, and you just decide which one is going to help me find. I can solve for x. I can solve for y. In this case, we solve for y. If we solve for x, you would get 9 minus 3y. X might have been easier just because there was no coefficient in front of the x. So if you solve for x, you would have moved that 3y. Sorry, that was a minus. Oh, no. Okay. So you would have moved that 3y over by subtracting, and then you had to divide by -1. Okay. So this might have been prettier for you if you solved for x. Then you could have just done x equals negative, or we can write it like this, x equals 3y minus 9, right? And so when you went to plug it into this equation, it would have been a little bit prettier, because then you can just do 3y minus 9 in place of x. So this whole thing would have replaced x plus 6y. So it's still the same thing, but you avoid this ugly thing right here. Okay, so you just kind of avoid that. Yeah, so offline, in that case, just solve for x. It was easier to solve for x and then plug it in here than to solve for y, because y gave us that like really, really, really ugly answer that we had to plug in. So most of the time they'll make it so that it will look like this, so that it gets like prettier, you know, and then you can just do the distributive property. So 6y minus 18. I know I got a lot going on right here. Sorry, y'all. 6y minus 18 plus 6y equals 14. But that way would have been a lot easier for you to solve for x first. But you're still going to get the same answer for all of it. Okay? So just showing you, you're still going to get the same thing. No matter which way you do it, substitution, elimination. But yeah, it is harder than elimination. I prefer elimination. I mean, you're basically doing the same thing, but you know. All right. Hope that helps. Did I see anything else? Function, system of equations. Any other questions, guys? Okay. Offline and user, let me know if you want one more question. If not, we're going to get up out of here. Right? I have 20 more minutes that I am available for if anybody has questions. So I'll wait a little bit, drink some water while you get your questions in there. But let me know if you get it or if you want one more system of equation with substitution. We were all over the map today, y'all. We did rounding with decimals, rounding with whole numbers. What else do we do? Multiplying fractions, order of operation. What else? Multiplying decimals, all the things. Oh, long division. Thank you. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Thank you, Preppy. I need to talk to TikTok because I want to be able to give my followers likes. Okay. Because y'all be so patient with me. All right, long division. Here we go. So Preppy, with remainders or no remainders? Okay, so let's start with no remainders first. Okay, no remainders, perfect. So there's a few options, and let me turn my thing. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna see. We want to know how many times 3 can go into 534. So we take it one number at a time. So how many times, well, does 3 go into 5? Yes, it does, right? How many times? 1. Because 1 times 3 is 3. Okay. So now, let me remove that line so I don't confuse you. 5 minus 3 is 2. Bring down that 3. Good job. I see you. 3 goes into 23. How many times? Okay. Now, for some people, yes, Ethan. For some people, it might help you. I call it a little think box to just have some common numbers for 3 right here, right? So like 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. So when I say like common numbers, we can have like 10, 3 times 20, 3 times 50, and 3 times 100, right? That way we can pull from this bank as we go along, okay? So, okay. So let's try to get close to, so we see 3 times 5 is 15. That's pretty close to 23. Let's keep going. 3 times 6 is going to give us 18. 3 times 7 will give us 21. But that 15 kind of helped us. We knew it was going to be somewhere in between 5 and 10. Okay. So having this think tank here, like you don't have to put all of the numbers from 3 to 100, but just some common ones to kind of help you get closer to the answer. So again, we have a 24. 7 times 3 was 21. So it's going to be an 8. And we're done. Okay. So a lot of times I would if you're struggling with long division, I would highly recommend doing the think box first. So that if you are dividing by like 5, actually it doesn't matter. I was going to say like if you were doing one digit, dividing by 1 digit numbers, but it doesn't matter. But let's say you were doing 5, 5 is easy. Let's say 6. Again, in your think box, do some common ones. I always do 2 just because 5, and you don't have to go up to 100. It just helps if you have like a big number like 530. Okay. But it just helps you figure out what number are in between. Okay. Did that help you out, Preppy? I hope so. Ethan, did you have a question? Or not, Ethan? Awesome. Okay, Preppy, I'm going to give you a question. Actually, 32. Let me make sure that goes in evenly. I'm pretty sure it does, but okay, there we go. So I want you to do that one, Preppy, and tell me what answer you get. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. We got 14 minutes left. Ask your questions. Go, go, go. I'm out of my water. Ooh, this was a fun night. Oh, you're so welcome offline. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because that made my day. Oh, no. Sorry. I was trying to take a screenshot. There we go. I'm back. 4 goes, yep. 1 time. All right, I'll write it as you're telling me. Okay. You are so, so welcome. For those, as Preppy is finishing up this problem, make sure you are following me. Also, join our Discord. How many people are in here from Discord? Say me. Okay, but either way, on Discord, you have more access to me because here I'm only live on Tuesdays. Okay. So every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I am here. Right now it is 8:47 where I live. So I started going live an hour ago. So whatever time it is right now, just subtract an hour. That's when I'm live every Tuesday until 9 p.m. Okay, that's fine. You can comment on my here. If you do have any math questions before Tuesdays, you guys can always just send an email and I'll respond. So yes, Discord, you have to be 14 and up to do Discord. So if you are not and you need math help, just email. I'll respond to you. It's moremathfun@gmail.com. I know that was a little ugly. More math fun. Moderator, type it in there for me. moremathfun@gmail.com. Yeah, you got to be 14 for Discord. But so for those who are 14 and up, you can join Discord and I'm available Monday through Friday. But if you don't have Discord, do moremathfun@gmail.com and then you can email me your questions, any math questions for Monday through Friday, okay? And I got you. All righty. Is there any? What'd you get? Oh, 4 times 1 is 4. Yeah. Keep going until you just let me know when you get the final answer, Jay. So I see you know what you're doing. Okay. Y'all stay put. I'm going to wrap it up on YouTube, but TikTok, you stay put. All right, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed more math homework help. I will see you next week at 7:30 p.m. Bye.